Normal school sucks, so class instructor Lu who prepares the awakening ceremony. Fang Zhao gets excited because this is exactly why he transmigrated to this world, to take part in this awakening. The girls behind him start talking, wondering what profession Fang Zhou is going to awaken. One guesses it has to be priest based on his vibe. Another agrees and says it would honestly be a waste if someone that handsome didn't become a priest. The guys, though? Yeah, they're not having it. One straight up says, so what if he's a little handsome? Because awakened ones are judged by their profession, not their face. Another immediately agrees. The girls fire back, telling them they're obviously just jealous of his looks. Yeah, someone got called out. As Fang Zhou steps onto the stage, Instructor Lu who notices him and points out that he's the orphan of martyrs, with incredible physical fitness and top academic grades. No wonder everyone is paying attention to him. Fang Zhou places his hand on the pedestal. Instantly, the entire place erupts. A bolt of lightning crashes down from the heavens, shocking everyone watching. One person can't believe it and says his awakened profession is actually about to be this heaven-defying. Another immediately starts fangirling, calling Fang Zhou exactly what she expected from her idol. But then, the blinding light suddenly turns into darkness. Dark energy starts spreading across the entire area, and even Lu who is stunned. He says Fang Zhou actually triggered a heaven and earth phenomenon and wonders what kind of ridiculous profession this kid awakened. Then the dark energy begins taking shape. One monster appears, then another, then even more, until a whole army is standing behind Fang Zhou. What the heck did our guy just awaken? Fang Zhou simply raises his hand. Every single monster instantly dissolves back into dark energy and gathers under his control. The system announces that the awakening is successful. Profession: necromancer. Fang Zhou hears it and wonders if that's really his profession. The classmates who were jealous of him burst out laughing loudly. Fang Zhou is left confused as one of them mocks him, saying he made such a massive scene just to awaken as a necromancer. Another laughs and says that even though it's a rare profession, it's still the absolute bottom among all combat professions. One more keeps laughing and says this is hilarious, because profession strength clearly has nothing to do with academic grades. The girls aren't happy at all. They really don't like seeing their idol getting mocked like this. Fang, though, knows something they don't. He explains that true necromancers might look incredibly powerful, but they all have one fatal flaw. They need a strong connection to the undead realm. Life and death naturally oppose each other, so as a living human, where is anyone even supposed to learn about the undead realm? But he says he's different. As Fang checks his stats, the system suddenly congratulates him for awakening the undead realm experience system. Our guy instantly realizes it. His golden finger that was 18 years late has finally arrived. The system then displays a new notification. It says the system has been unlocked, automatically connected him to the undead realm, and generated an undead realm clone for him. He can explore the undead realm through a skeleton clone, devour other undead creatures, and level up to become stronger. The clone can also be summoned into the real world. The system does warn him that exploring the undead realm carries unknown risks and tells the host to proceed carefully. Fang immediately realizes this system is practically tailor-made for a necromancer. He just smirks. Then he tries summoning. A skeleton suddenly appears. Fang recognizes that this skeleton is his clone in the undead realm. The system confirms it and explains that before summoning the clone into reality, Fang can briefly possess it to experience the undead realm. The skeleton clone can devour other undead creatures to increase its own attributes, and every undead creature it kills can also be summoned by Fang to fight in the real world. Hold on. Fang quickly realizes that if he kills enough undead creatures, he'll have an endless supply of summons. The entire undead realm could become his personal hunting ground. Crazy. For now, though, he decides to save the undead realm exploration for later. Instead, he tells the system to summon the clone directly into the real world. The system immediately accepts the command and begins the summoning. A magic circle appears, and the skeleton clone steps out of it. Fang realizes the skeleton clone can be summoned directly into reality. It is his strongest summon. Lu who calls out the next student, telling Xiao Chun to step forward. Even he can't help thinking that Fang Zhou was such an incredible talent. It's a shame he awakened a profession like that. Xiao Chun nervously walks up. As Fang Zhou steps down from the stage, the girls immediately gather around him. One tells him not to get discouraged. Another says that's right, because even as a necromancer, she believes he can still achieve a legendary crown. One of them notices the skeleton beside him and says that it looks really cool. The guys? Yeah, they're absolutely losing it. One angrily asks why girls are still surrounding Fang Zhou after he awakened such a trash profession. Another complains that just because Fang Zhou is handsome, he can apparently get away with anything. The jealous guy joins in, saying Fang Zhou can only summon a single skeleton, so how could that ever be stronger than his assassin profession? Then he suddenly gets an idea. He remembers hearing that novice necromancers can only summon a few skeletons each year. If he destroys this one, Fang Zhou's leveling speed will take a massive hit. So he quietly pulls out a hidden sleeve arrow and fires it. He expects the skeleton to be destroyed instantly. Instead, the skeleton jumps into the air and completely disappears. Wait, what? Before the jealous guy can even react, the skeleton suddenly appears right behind him and smacks him straight across the face, sending him flying. Now he's the one lying on the ground, the same guy who was mocking Fang Zhou just a second ago. He struggles back to his feet and demands to know what Fang Zhou thinks he's doing. At the same time, he can't understand how Fang Zhou's skeleton is this strong. It even detected a sneak attack from his blind spot. But then he remembers something. No matter how powerful a necromancer's summon is, the necromancer's own body shouldn't be that strong. So he changes targets. Instead of attacking the skeleton, he charges straight at Fang Zhou. Will that actually work? Not even close. Fang Zhou effortlessly dodges the attack, grabs his arm, and calmly raises his other hand. Dark energy gathers around his fist. He tells the guy he's seriously overestimating his own capabilities and drives the punch straight into his face. The jealous guy goes flying again. This time, he doesn't say a single word. He's already been beaten badly enough. Fang Zhou simply says this is boring and starts walking away. The girls and everyone around him immediately start cheering for our guy. Lu, who hears all the noise and walks over, asking what happened. One of the girls explains that Lu Renzia tried to sneak attack Fang Zhou and ended up getting dropped instantly. Another adds that he got taken down with a single punch. Even another student is confused, saying everyone claims a necromancer's main body is supposed to be weak, yet Lu Renzia couldn't even beat Fang Zhou. As Lu Renzia's friends help him back onto his feet, he glares at Fang Zhou and tells him to just wait. Yeah, he's still not letting this go. Later, back at his apartment, Fang Zhou stands beside his skeleton clone and makes sure nobody is around to disturb him. Now it's finally time to experience the undead realm. The system asks if the host wants to begin the undead realm experience. Fang Zhou explains that this experience will help him understand the undead realm better, making it a mandatory lesson for every necromancer. If luck is on his side, he can even devour other undead creatures, and nothing boosts a necromancer's strength faster than that. But he also knows it won't necessarily be easy. The creatures living in the undead realm are extremely dangerous. It's impossible to know who will end up devouring whom. The risks are huge, but so are the rewards. Without hesitating, Fang Zhou tells the system to begin the undead realm experience. The system accepts the command and asks him to wait a moment. Fang Zhou says he waited 18 years for this system. There is no way he's wasting such a perfect chance to become stronger. The system announces that the preparations are complete and reminds him that the undead realm experience carries an unknown level of risk. It asks one last time if he wants to begin. Fang Zhou confirms it. Immediately, he's teleported into the undead realm. The entire place is covered in darkness. Undead creatures are everywhere, and the only thing lighting up the sky is a giant red sphere. Just as a wolf is about to tear into him from behind, Fang suddenly turns around. The attack came that fast. The undead realm really is full of hidden dangers. But before he can deal with it, another problem shows up. His foot gets tangled underneath him. Even so, he somehow keeps his balance and jokes that he might as well get a buy one get one free deal. He throws out a powerful kick, sending the wolf flying. The wolf gets right back up. Fang realizes that kick had almost no effect. The skeleton body's movements are much harder to control than he expected, and keeping these wolves away is already becoming a real problem. He knows this can't keep going. Then he notices a pile of bones nearby. The next time a wolf lunges at him, Fang quickly grabs a bone from the pile and forges it into a weapon. This time, he swings it with full force and smashes the wolf. The wolf still manages to bite his arm before going down. Even back in the real world, Fang feels the pain. Now he understands this system is way more dangerous than he first thought. Still, the wolf is already as good as dead. Fang finishes it off and tells death to serve him. Once the wolf finally falls, he realizes skeletal armament is even more useful than he imagined, as expected from a skill that comes with the system. Then something else catches his attention. He walks over to take a closer look, but suddenly an overwhelming hunger takes over his body. Before he can react, his body starts devouring it on its own. A system notification appears saying his attributes have been upgraded. His strength increases by 0.1 along with several other stats. Fang figures this must be the effect of skeletal armament. Then he notices another new stat. Soul power 0.1. The system explains that soul power is converted from soul energy and has many uses, including deducing skills, increasing potential, and enhancing equipment. In other words, he can explore, slaughter, devour, and evolve. As long as he keeps hunting, he can keep growing without a limit. And that's exactly why he came here. Just then, another skeleton catches his attention. The system identifies it as a skeleton cannon fodder, an apprentice-level undead creature with a frail body and no intelligence. Its only weakness is the soul fire inside it. Fong activates skeletal armament once again. The system congratulates him for successfully forging a bone spear. With the bone spear in hand, Fong easily takes down the skeleton. Then he orders all the defeated skeletons to become his power. Even after absorbing them, it still isn't enough. As he keeps getting stronger, he realizes he can grow even further. Later, back at Huaichang High School, Fong Zhao can't stop thinking about it. He keeps repeating to himself that he can become stronger. Even stronger. A classmate walks over and calls out to him. It's Bai Xiaochen. She calls his name once, but Fong is so distracted that he doesn't even respond. She raises her voice and calls him again. This time Fong snaps out of it and asks Bai Xiaochen why she's here. Bai Xiaochen tells him that even if the profession he awakened isn't ideal, he shouldn't hurt himself just to vent his frustration. Fong lets out an awkward laugh. He realizes she's completely misunderstood the situation and thinks that next time he enters the undead realm, he definitely needs to find a quieter place. He tells her he's fine and that it's just a small scratch. Bai Xiaochen asks if he's really telling the truth. The two stare at each other for a moment before Fong starts walking. He reminds her that meditation class is about to start and says they'd better head back. Bai Xiaochen agrees. Then Fong suddenly starts coughing. Seeing that, Bai Xiaochen grabs him and insists on taking him to the infirmary, saying there's no way he's actually fine. Fong still insists that he's okay. At the same time, he realizes that entering the undead realm also puts a certain burden on his real body. As he checks his stats, he gets another surprise. His own attributes have increased as well. Bai Xiaochen keeps asking if he's really okay, but Fong's attention is somewhere else entirely. He notices a deducible skill and realizes he might be able to create his own skills, just like the top-tier awakened ones. Now that's what really grabs his attention, not Bai Xiaochen constantly worrying about him. At Huaichang High School's teaching building, the professor introduces himself, saying his name is Shun Hongyu and he'll be teaching the meditation class. He tells everyone that the meditation method they're about to learn matches their awakened profession. Now they need to meditate and manifest their professional abilities. He explains that meditation increases spirit power, which is the foundation for using professional skills. But he also tells everyone not to rush because it's completely normal to fail at first. After all, even someone as talented as him needed half a month before he barely succeeded. As Fong Zhao listens, the system suddenly detects a learnable skill. Skeleton meditation method. Fong immediately begins learning it. In the next moment, he connects with his skeleton clone. The system announces that he has successfully learned the skeleton meditation method. Even Fong is surprised by how quickly he mastered it. The system explains that the skeleton meditation method is an apprentice-level basic meditation technique for necromancers. By visualizing a skeleton, it slowly increases the user's spirit attribute. Fong realizes why it was so easy. For him, visualizing a skeleton is nothing more than looking at his own clone. On top of that, whenever he isn't personally exploring the undead realm, the skeleton clone automatically continues meditating. That means he's cultivating 24 hours a day. This system really is the perfect cheat for a necromancer. Then the system detects that Fong's spirit power has increased and informs him that he can enter the undead realm once again. Fong realizes that entering the undead realm consumes spirit power, so neither his real body nor his clone can afford to stop training. Without wasting another second, he tells the system to begin the undead realm experience. He soon finds himself back in the undead realm through his skeleton clone. This time, he starts attacking every undead creature he comes across. He says he can finally hunt to his heart's content again. Then the system detects that one of the clone's skills has reached instinct-level proficiency. Can now be used as material to deduce an unknown skill for Fong's main body. Estimated cost, 10 soul power. Deducible skill, summon skeleton. Fong remembers that the system mentioned skill deduction earlier and realizes it has to be done inside the undead realm. Without wasting any time, he tells the system to begin the deduction. The system starts analyzing the skill. A few moments later, the deduction is complete and Fong obtains a new skill, Bone Javelin. It is an apprentice-level proficient skill that condenses a bone javelin and throws it at enemies, dealing both armor-piercing physical damage and death energy damage. Its quantity, power, and range all depend on the user's spirit attribute and skill proficiency. Fong is thrilled. Bone Javelin is exactly based on the weapon he created earlier. He didn't expect the system to even give him a whole derivative skill tree. He realizes he'll need to gather even more soul power. Just then, he spots another group of skeleton monsters. Perfect. Fong says the timing couldn't be better because they'll be the perfect targets to test his new skill. He immediately throws a bone javelin, wiping them out with ease. He says this skill is far stronger than apprentice-level skills like Death Missile and Ray of Enfeeblement. After checking his stats, Fong notices something. The attributes and soul power gained from these small skeletons have started decreasing. As expected, the system won't let him endlessly farm weak enemies. If he wants to keep getting stronger, he'll have to venture deeper into the much more dangerous parts of the undead realm. Until he completely stops getting bone essence from these low-level undead, he'll keep devouring as many of them as possible. Later, back in class, Fong can't help smiling to himself. Shen Hongyu notices and walks over. He asks Fong Zhao why he's just sitting there grinning while everyone else is working hard and meditating. Fong is caught off guard. Before he can answer, Lu Renzia speaks up and tells the teacher that Fong Zhao simply can't meditate successfully. Another classmate disagrees, saying that rare professions are supposed to have better meditation effects. Someone immediately laughs and says that only applies to certain rare professions. Another student points out that almost nobody awakens as a necromancer in the first place, and the skeleton meditation method is said to be incomplete. Another classmate agrees, saying it's no surprise if Fong Zhao can't even enter a meditative state. Fong stays completely silent. Teacher Shin Hongyu tells him that he knows meditation is difficult for a necromancer, but that doesn't mean he should give up on himself. He points out that because Fong Zhao isn't even trying, the whole class is wasting its time. To make his point, Shin Hongyu tells everyone to look at how hardworking Lu Renjia is. In just one class, he has already meditated a knife handle into existence. Lu Renjia smirks and modestly says the teacher is praising him too much. He claims he's only comprehended about 1/3 of the meditation method, and that his cultivation speed is merely at the level of an average genius. Deep down, though, he's enjoying it. He wants Fong Zhao to understand the gap between a necromancer and every other profession. Fong Zhao lets out a small laugh and says that speed really is pretty average. The entire class goes silent. Even the teacher looks at him. Lu Renjia immediately stands up, points at Fong Zhao, and says that someone who can't even enter meditation shouldn't be bragging. Fong Zhao doesn't argue. Instead, dark energy suddenly begins pouring out of his body. He calmly tells Lu Renjia to step back. That alone is enough to make Lu Renjia hesitate. Shin Hongyu immediately tells Lu Renjia to stay focused, then turns to Fong Zhao and asks what he's doing. He reminds him that this is meditation class, not combat class, and tells him to save the fighting for later. Fong Zhao explains that he isn't trying to fight. He just wants Lu Renjia to move aside so he can show the teacher his meditation progress. The class is stunned. One student wonders if Fong Zhao actually succeeded in meditating. Lu Renjia immediately scoffs, saying that even if he did, he's probably only completed 1/10 of the entry stage. Shi Engshu watches everything with a worried expression. Fong Zhao activates the skeleton meditation method. Dark energy instantly surrounds him, making Lu Renjia and the classmates who were laughing moments ago fall silent. Even Shin Hongyu is shocked. He can't believe that Fong Zhao reached the entry stage of the skeleton meditation method in the time of a single class. Fong Zhao calmly says that if this is considered average genius speed, then he must be 100 million times better. Just then, another instructor walks into the classroom. After seeing everyone's progress, he says their meditation training seems to be going well, so they'll have a combat test tomorrow. The entire class is shocked. One student blurts out, "What?" Another can't believe they're already having a combat class. Someone else complains that they haven't even reached the entry stage of their meditation method yet. Lu Renjia, however, isn't worried at all. He thinks that combat is completely different from meditation. This is his specialty, and he'll finally get to see how a weak mage like Fong Zhao plans to keep acting so confident. In the undead realm, Fong's skeleton clone keeps fighting non-stop. After reaching the entry stage of the skeleton meditation method, the amount of time he can stay in the undead realm has increased quite a bit. Fong knows he can't afford to slack off. Before his spirit power runs out, he has to defeat as many undead creatures as possible. So he keeps fighting, one enemy after another, then another, and another. The more he defeats, the more he wants to keep going. Eventually, Fong realizes today's spirit power is almost completely exhausted. At the same time, the system rewards his progress by allowing the clone to level up again. With the upgrade, Fong learns a new skill, Brutal Strike. The skill unleashes an instant burst of tremendous strength to attack an enemy, with its power depending on the user's strength attribute and skill proficiency. Fong is pleased. With Brutal Strike, taking down undead creatures will become even faster. But the next moment, a sharp pain shoots through his head. He realizes he was so focused on reading the skill description that he completely forgot his spirit power had already been overdrawn. Later, at Haiching High School's sports field, Fong Zhao looks completely exhausted. He says his head hurts badly and realizes his spirit power is still far too low. Shi Engshu walks over and asks what's wrong. She tells him he's looked terrible all week ever since the meditation class. Fong Zhao tells her he's fine, and that he's simply been practicing for too long every day. At the same time, he knows no one can ever find out about the system. From now on, it's better if he only enters the undead realm when he's completely alone. Just then, Lu Rinjia walks over. He mocks necromancers, saying they're such a trash profession that Fong Zhao became this weak just from meditating a little longer. Another classmate joins in, telling Fong Zhao not to get so full of himself just because he reached the entry stage of the meditation method. Lu Rinjia says that, in the end, a profession is judged by its strength. Shi Engshu finally steps in. She tells them they're going too far and asks why they keep targeting Fong Zhao when he never did anything to them. Lu Rinjia replies that he's only telling the truth. Fong Zhao looks at him and asks if he wants to get beaten up again. Lu Rinjia points straight at him and says he's not the same person he was a week ago. He's already learned a professional skill. Now, he says it'll only take one move to defeat Fong Zhao. Suddenly, lead teacher Lu who arrives and tells everyone to stop. He reminds the class that the school teaches them skills to kill vicious ghosts in the future, not to fight each other. Lu Rinjia immediately backs down and says he understands. Teacher Lu then says he already saw everyone's meditation class results, but they also need to work hard in combat class. Fong Zhao agrees. At the same time, he can't help noticing that teacher Lu seems to be intentionally looking out for him. Soon, everyone gathers on the training ground. Teacher Lu tells his assistant to bring it in. The assistant agrees, and a strange monster-like machine is wheeled out in front of the class. Teacher Lu explains that it's an apprentice-level test golem. It has 100 attack and 100 defense and is used to measure both offensive and defensive abilities. Its standards are based on the weakest cannon fodder unit of the Abyss Demons, the Imp. To block its sharp claws head-on, a defense value of 100 is required. One student looks at the worn-out golem and asks if it'll just break after they attack it. Teacher Lu laughs and says break? No new student has ever managed to destroy one of these golems. He even makes everyone an offer. If anyone can dismantle a golem today using only their own strength, he'll personally apply for a reward of 20 alliance contribution points in his name as an instructor. The whole class immediately gets excited. One student can't believe Teacher Lu is offering 20 alliance contribution points just like that. Another says they finally have a reason to go all out. Fong remembers that, in this world, alliance contribution points work like a currency. They're needed to buy items and skills. The students immediately start volunteering. One asks to go first. Another jumps in right behind him, asking for his turn. Teacher Lu tells everyone to line up because they'll begin with the common professions. The first student steps forward and launches a fireball at the golem. Teacher Lu announces the result. Attack power, 48. He tells the student that he still needs more practice. The student can't believe it. He says the attack felt incredibly powerful, so he doesn't understand how the score ended up being so low. The next student uses Crippling Strike. Attack power, 41. Another student uses Petrifying Arrow. Attack power, 50. After all the common professions finish, Teacher Lu announces that it's now time for the special professions to take the stage one by one. The students with common professions can't help feeling discouraged. One of them points out that not a single common profession managed to score above 60. Another student sighs that no wonder Teacher Lu was being so generous. There's no way any of them are getting those 20 alliance contribution points. Someone else wonders what kind of scores the hidden professions are going to achieve. Meanwhile, Fong Zhao looks at his system. Right now, all of his attack power comes from his skeleton. He starts wondering if the test golem calculates attack power cumulatively. Standing beside him, Lu Renjia notices his hesitation and mocks him, saying that expression makes makes it obvious Fang Zhao already knows his attack power will be at the bottom. Fang simply responds with a quiet, Lu Renjia confidently steps forward and says he'll show Fang Zhao the gap between them now that he's learned a professional skill. He activates Phantom Dagger. The golem displays an attack value of 80. Lu Renjia proudly declares that this is the power of the hidden profession, Phantom Assassin. Bai Xianshu immediately fires back, saying he isn't the only one who awakened a hidden profession. Teacher Lu then calls Yifan to come up for his test. Yifan answers and walks onto the stage. The students immediately begin whispering. One remembers that Yifan awakened as a demon hunter. Another says the school selected him immediately after his awakening and even formed a research group specifically for him. A girl says she's so jealous and wonders how much attack power he'll score. Yifan draws his weapon. He uses Vengeance Strike against the test golem. Attack power, 65. Some of the students are confused. One points out that's only a little higher than their own score. Another can't believe it's only 65, but Yifan calmly says he's not finished. He immediately follows up with Vengeance combo. The attack value climbs to 69, then 88, then 100. Teacher Lu announces the final result. Yifan, attack power 100. Watching everything, Fang realizes the golem does calculate cumulative attacks. If that's the case, destroying the test golem shouldn't be difficult for him either. As Yifan steps back, he confidently says it looks like no one in this class can surpass him. Lu Renjia clicks his tongue and says that score was only possible because Yifan stacked multiple attacks. If he had known the golem counted cumulative damage, he would have attacked a few more times himself. Bai Xianshu immediately fires back, asking if he really thinks everyone gets a combo skill like Yifan. Teacher Lu then calls Bai Xianshu for her turn. She steps forward and tells herself that she's a hidden profession user, so she can't embarrass herself too badly. She takes a deep breath and launches her attack. Teacher Lu announces the result. Attack power, 31. Bai Xianshu is visibly disappointed. She complains that the combat power of a support profession is just too low. Lu Renjia immediately starts laughing, saying she talked so confidently, yet this is all she could do. Bai Xianshu shoots back that if she had awakened an assassin profession instead, her attack power would definitely have been over 80. Teacher Lu calls the next student. Gojiku. Gojiku, a storm mage, steps forward and casts Chain Wind Energy Missile. Attack power, 72. Next is Earth Knight Tao Yuan. He uses Shield Armor Charge. Attack power, 69. Then Heavy Hammer Warrior Chun Yong steps up. He unleashes Giant Hammer Smash. Attack power, 84. The students begin discussing the results. One points out that all of their scores are much higher than the common professions, yet nobody has managed to reach beyond Yifan's 100. Another says it's a shame that even 100 isn't enough to destroy the test golem, so Teacher Lu's 20 Alliance contribution points probably won't be claimed today. Someone else reminds everyone that there's still one hidden profession left. Fang Zhao. Another student agrees, saying the necromancer still hasn't taken his test. Lu Renjia laughs and asks if they're really putting their hopes on a necromancer. He says Fang Zhao will be lucky if he even reaches 10 attack power. Another classmate bursts out laughing and agrees. Lu Renjia keeps mocking him, saying it's not even certain Fang Zhao's skeleton can stand properly. Fang Zhao calmly asks if Lu Renjia is really that sure he can't earn those 20 Alliance contribution points. Lu Renjia laughs again and says of course. Then he makes a bet. If Fang Zhao can actually destroy the test golem, he'll eat the entire thing on the spot. Fang Zhao simply replies that everyone heard him say it. Lu Renjia hesitates for a moment but still scoffs. Fang Zhao walks toward the test golem and asks everyone to step back a little. Lu Renjia asks if Fang Zhao is making everyone step back because he's afraid his results will be so bad that the whole class will laugh at him. Fang calmly says no. His skill just needs a lot more space. The next moment, skeletons begin pouring out of the dark aura around him, one after another. Soon, everyone counts 10 skeletons. The entire class is stunned. One student asks if Fang Zhao is serious. Another points out that a newly awakened apprentice-level necromancer is normally only able to summon 2 skeletons. Someone else wonders if Fang Zhao has already advanced to a black iron mage. Even Teacher Lu is shocked. He remembers that Su Shiqian, who was known as the greatest necromancer genius in history, could only summon 5 skeletons when she first awakened. Could Fang Zhao's talent actually be even greater? Fang quietly realizes it's a good thing he held back. Otherwise, he'd attract even more attention. He gives the order to attack. The skeletons charge toward the test golem at incredible speed. Even Lu Renjia starts getting nervous, commenting on how unbelievably fast they are. The skeletons slam into the golem, blasting part of its face apart. The attack value begins climbing. 30, 31, 32, 33. Some of the students aren't impressed. One says Fang Zhao made such a huge scene, yet the attack value isn't that high. Another points out that 65 is still respectable because many warriors can't even reach that score. Someone else says that needing so many skeletons just to hit 65 proves necromancers are still weak. Lu Renjia laughs and asks if that's really all Fang Zhao has. Another student jokes that on average, each skeleton couldn't even deal 10 points of attack power. Fang calmly tells them not to rush. This is only the beginning. Lu Renjia asks if Fang Zhao is still trying to struggle. Fang replies that if 10 skeletons aren't enough, then he'll use 20. The class is stunned. One student realizes Fang Zhao was actually holding back earlier. Another counts at least 20 skeletons and wonders if a necromancer this powerful has ever even existed before. Bai Xianshu smiles and says she knew Fang Zhao could do it. The skeletons continue attacking. The attack value keeps climbing. 84, 85, 86. Then the test golem explodes into pieces. The attack value continues rising. 666, 667. The entire training ground falls silent. A scream suddenly breaks the silence. Someone realizes it was never just 65. Fang Zhao completely exceeded the test golem's tolerance limit and destroyed it, even though he only awakened recently. Another student says this guy isn't even human anymore. He's an absolute monster. Lu Renjia is completely speechless. Looking at the final attack value, he's terrified. Fang Zhao casually picks up the shattered face of the test golem and walks over to him. Then he reminds Lu Renjia about their bet. Now it's time to eat it. Lu Renjia stammers, unable to say a word. Fang Zhao tells him that's fine if he doesn't want to eat it. Then he gives him one condition: disappear from his sight forever. A dark aura spreads around Fang Zhao, frightening Lu Renjia so badly that he immediately backs away. Before leaving, Lu Renjia says he'll make Fang Zhao pay next time. Shi Engshu excitedly runs over and says Fang Zhao has become way too strong. She asks how he cultivated so quickly and begs him to teach her. Fang Zhao casually replies that he only did some normal meditation training. Teacher Lu praises Fang Zhao, saying he truly opened his eyes today. Fang Zhao politely thanks him. Teacher Lu then promises that he'll personally fight to get Fang Zhao onto the school's critically cultivated seed list. Later, in the principal's office, the awakening statistics for the entire school are reviewed. Out of 10,000 new students, 9,103 successfully awakened, while 897 failed, giving the school an awakening success rate of about 91%. There are 85 rare profession awakeners in total, including Earth Knight Tao Yuan, Chanting Strings by Xiao Chan, Storm Mage Gao Jinku, and Demon Hunter Yi Fan. Since the school's critically cultivated seed list has 100 spots, these 85 students can all be placed on it directly. But when the principal sees Fang Zhao's profession, he decides to leave him off the list. To him, a necromancer simply has no future. The principal tells the person outside to come in. Instructor Lu walks into the office. The principal asks why he's here instead of teaching combat class. Instructor Lu says he has an urgent matter to report. He immediately starts searching through the student records. The principal asks why he's in such a hurry. A moment later, Instructor Lu finds what he's looking for: Fang Zhao's file. He strongly recommends that Fang Zhao be added to the school's critically cultivated seed list. The principal says the necromancer profession does have great potential, but history has already proven that it's incredibly difficult to bring out that potential. Instructor Lu points out that Major Su Xinian is also a necromancer, and her combat strength is no weaker than other mages. The principal replies that Su Xinian only reached that level because her legendary father invested enormous resources into raising her. Then he asks what kind of foundation Fang Zhao has. Instructor Lu reminds the principal that he and Fang Zhao's parents were once comrades in arms, and that they were Federation heroes. But he also acknowledges that the seed list is extremely important. It doesn't just come with resources. It also comes with responsibility. And that's exactly why he's recommending Fang Zhao. He hands over Fang Zhao's meditation and combat reports. The principal looks through them. He sees that Fang Zhao mastered the skeleton meditation method during his very first meditation class. He also sees that Fang Zhao summoned more than 20 skeletons during combat. Even the principal is surprised. Instructor Lu says that with talent like this, Fang Zhao has a real chance to create a new history for necromancers. The principal tells him not to say anything more for now. They'll wait until the simulated battlefield opens and judge Fang Zhao by those results. As Instructor Lu leaves the office, the principal quietly says he'd like to see what Fang Zhao is truly capable of. Later, Bai Xiao Chan asks Fang Zhao how he managed to summon so many skeletons during his very first combat class. Fang Zhao casually replies that he only summoned a few extra skeletons. It's no big deal. Bai Xiao Chan laughs and tells him that being too humble is just another form of arrogance. Fang Zhao laughs and insists he really doesn't think it's anything special. At the same time, he knows he can't exactly tell her that everything he's shown so far is only the tip of the iceberg. Just then, someone calls out to Fang Zhao and tells him to wait. Fang Zhao and Bai Xiaochan both turn around. The newcomer introduces himself. It's Yifan. He says he's never been weaker than anyone in his life, and after looking through the entire class, Fang Zhao is the only person worthy of being his opponent. Both Fang Zhao and Bai Xiaochan are left speechless. Fang is honestly just confused. The two of them decide to ignore him and start walking away. Fang Zhao apologizes and says he has no interest in accepting a challenge from a Chinibyo. Bai Xiaochan agrees, calling him a really weird guy. Yifan quickly stops them again. He steps in front of Fang Zhao and explains that this isn't just a challenge. He wants Fang Zhao to become his sparring partner. Fang Zhao asks why he needs one. Yifan explains that after awakening the rare profession Demon Hunter, he joined the Demon Hunter research group. During their research, they need someone of similar strength to act as a sparring partner. Fang Zhao asks why he should help with their research. Yifan immediately makes him an offer. 10 alliance contribution points. That covers 2 weeks of sparring, including room and board. The moment Fang Zhao hears that, he immediately shakes Yifan's hand. Pleasure doing business. Yifan smiles and says that's exactly what he'd expect from the rival he chose. Bai Xiaochan can't believe Fang Zhao agreed so quickly. Without wasting any more time, Yifan tells them to follow him immediately. Bai Xiaochan asks Fang Zhao if he seriously accepted that weird guy's offer just like that. Fang Zhao says what else was he supposed to do? 10 alliance contribution points is a huge amount. At the same time, he realizes the people back home could probably use those contribution points. He even wonders if Yifan is some rich second-generation heir, considering how casually he spends money. Bai Xiaochan quickly clears up the misunderstanding. She explains that Yifan isn't rich at all. Those contribution points were advanced to him by the Research Association. Fang Zhao is surprised and asks if the Research Association is really that generous. Bai Xiaochan says it's only an advance. Yifan will eventually have to pay every single point back. At the rate he's spending, he'll probably still be paying off that debt 20 years after graduation. Fang Zhao finally understands. After following Yifan for a while, they arrive at their destination. Yifan stops in front of a building and tells them they've arrived. He leads them inside and proudly introduces it as the Demon Hunter Research Group's laboratory, asking what they think of it. Fang looks around the laboratory and can't help thinking about how well equipped it is. The treatment rare professions receive really is on another level. Just then, a silver rank Gale Ranger named Chun Jingshan walks over and greets them. He introduces himself as the person in charge of the Demon Hunter Research Association. Fang politely greets him as Professor Chun. Even though Professor Chun mainly works in logistics and research, Fang can still sense the aura of someone who's fought countless battles on the front lines. Professor Chun explains that not long ago, a senior human demon hunter achieved the legendary crown inside the Abyss Mystic Realm and successfully slew an Abyss Lord, displaying overwhelming combat power. Because of that, after Yifan awakened as a demon hunter, Haicheng Military Academy placed enormous importance on his profession. They even established a dedicated research group to fully develop his potential. Professor Chun says he has already reviewed Fang Zhao's file as well. If Fang is interested, they can establish a small research association just for him. Fang politely declines. In his mind, though, he's thinking that he'd rather not spend the next 20 years after graduation paying off debt. Professor Chun simply nods and leads everyone deeper into the facility. He says they'll begin the actual combat research. The laboratory has already prepared thorough safety measures, so they can fight with everything they've got without worrying about their lives. He also tells them that before the battle starts, each person can choose 3 pieces of combat equipment from the armory. Fang starts evaluating Yifan's strength. He realizes Yifan is fast, has explosive burst damage, and naturally counters his summoned skeletons. Just then, the system catches his attention. Fang realizes it's the perfect opportunity to use skill deduction to improve his own combat strength. He immediately upgrades Summon Skeleton. Yifan says he recently mastered the Bladed Bow weapon mastery skill. Even if Fang summons 20 skeletons, Yifan confidently says it still won't be enough to beat him. Fang just smiles and says maybe, but after improving his skills, things might not stay that way. His combat power has already increased dramatically. Yifan grins with excitement. Fang smiles back and says he hopes Yifan doesn't disappoint him. The equipment notifications appear. Apprentice staff, gray inferior, a standard staff produced on an assembly line. It slightly increases the effects of spells. Next is the apprentice robe, gray inferior, a standard robe produced on an assembly line. It slightly reduces the damage taken. At the Demon Hunter Research Association, Yifan looks at Feng Zhao and says that, as expected of his rival, his confidence is impressive. But he also says the enhancements provided by the research group are far beyond what Feng can imagine. As Yifan begins showing off his strength, the researchers start discussing the match. One asks who everyone thinks will win. A female researcher immediately says Yifan. She explains that after working with him for the past week, she's never seen anyone with combat instincts as terrifying as his. Just then, Teacher Lu arrives. He says they're reaching conclusions far too early. Professor Chen notices him and asks why he's here. Teacher Lu replies that two of the best students in his class are about to fight, so as their teacher, of course he came to watch. Professor Chen asks if he really believes Feng Zhao can defeat Yifan. Teacher Lu simply says yes. One of the researchers looks through Feng Zhao's file and points out that although Feng can summon many skeletons, he's still a mage with a fragile body. On top of that, Yifan comprehended an extremely powerful movement skill just yesterday. He says it might surprise everyone. Teacher Lu just smiles. The battle begins. Yifan immediately swings his weapon. Feng Zhao easily dodges and quickly creates some distance. He realizes Yifan is extremely strong in close combat, so keeping his distance is the safest option. Yifan doesn't let him get comfortable. He says distance won't keep Feng safe. Then he activates Demon Hunting Arrow. Arrows immediately fly toward Feng. Feng summons skeletons in front of him, using them as living shields. They block the incoming arrows one after another. Yifan keeps firing. At the same time, he realizes he needs to interrupt Feng's rhythm before more skeletons can be summoned. He immediately targets Feng during the summoning. Feng realizes the danger. The summoning is interrupted. That was close. He barely avoids the attack. Without hesitating, Feng summons even more skeletons to block the next wave of arrows. Watching the fight, Professor Chen says the younger generation is truly impressive. He admits that even if Feng Zhao loses today, his performance alone is enough for him to approve Feng's recommendation for the school's seed list. Teacher Lu smiles and tells Professor Chen not to celebrate too early. He knows Feng Zhao. Feng has stayed calm and composed this entire fight. Teacher Lu doesn't believe for a second that Feng Zhao has already revealed all of his trump cards. As Feng's skeletons keep getting destroyed one after another, he realizes he can't hold back anymore. He activates Summon Skeleton at full power. Professor Chen is stunned. 30 skeletons. Another researcher can't believe it. Feng Zhao only awakened a few days ago, so how did he improve his skill this much? Even after being completely surrounded, Yifan doesn't panic. Instead, he smiles and says this is more like it. Only someone with this level of strength is worthy of being his rival. Feng notices how calm Yifan still is. He realizes Yifan must be hiding another trump card. The next moment, Yifan starts swinging his weapon wildly. One skeleton after another is cut down. None of them can stop him. Yifan creates enough space for himself and immediately follows up with an even stronger attack. Shadow Charge. A powerful aura erupts around him as he rushes forward. Watching from the sidelines, Professor Chen says it's over. A mage caught in close combat has no chance of surviving Yifan's attack. Teacher Lu, however, says nothing. Just as Yifan appears behind Feng Zhao and prepares to unleash Vengeance Fierce Strike, Feng quietly says he took the bait. A bone shield suddenly appears. Yifan's attack crashes into it and sends him flying backward. Yifan is shocked. He asks what kind of skill that was. Teacher Lu explains that it's a new skill Feng Zhao developed for the necromancer profession. Professor Chen is stunned. Feng Zhao actually comprehended a brand new skill on his own. He can't believe it. After the two create some distance again, Feng admits that Yifan is stronger than he expected. That's why he had to rely on a few tactics. Yifan is left completely confused. Feng then reveals his skeleton staff. Professor Chen immediately recognizes it. Teacher Lu can't help smiling. He says Feng Zhao's tactics are really dirty. He actually used an optical camouflage cloth to hide himself among the skeletons. Yifan looks around in frustration. He can't tell which one is Feng Zhao's real body anymore. Before he realizes it, he's surrounded by skeletons all over again. All he can do is keep fighting while shouting for Feng Zhao to come out. As the battle drags on, Yifan realizes he'll eventually be overwhelmed. He decides he has no choice. He'll have to use that move. A powerful aura suddenly erupts from his body. Even Teacher Lu is shocked. He can't believe Yifan actually mastered that skill at his current level. level. Professor Chun explains that although the skill has a very long cooldown, it possesses incredible burst damage and exceptional disengagement ability. The next moment, Yifan leaps high into the air. From above, he finally spots Fang Zhao's real body. Without hesitation, he locks onto his target and unleashes Skyfall Strike. As he comes crashing down toward Fang Zhao, he shouts for Fang Zhao to take his attack. Just as Yifan's Skyfall Strike is about to land, all the skeletons look up at the attack descending from above. The strike crashes down. A massive explosion sends everyone flying as dust fills the entire battlefield. Standing in the middle of it, Yifan says Fang Zhao is strong, but he also has his own pride and refuses to lose. He quickly tells everyone to call the medical staff because he doesn't want anyone getting seriously hurt. Professor Chun is already celebrating the victory, but Yifan immediately realizes something is wrong. Everyone's expressions look strange. That's not how people look at the winner. He quickly looks around. Then he sees it. Lying below is a skeleton. His eyes widen. That isn't Fang Zhao. Yifan finally realizes what happened. It wasn't just a disguise. Fang Zhao first disguised himself as a skeleton, then made another skeleton disguise itself as him. A reverse disguise on top of another disguise. Before Yifan can react, another group of skeletons rushes in and restrains him. Only then does the real Fang Zhao walk out. He smiles and thanks Yifan for letting him win. Yifan lets out a helpless sigh. He admits defeat. The match is officially declared in Fang Zhao's favor. Yifan realizes the previous skill consumed too much energy. He has no strength left and nearly collapses. One of Fang Zhao's skeletons catches him before he falls. Yifan awkwardly thanks it. Fang Zhao gives him a thumbs up and jokes that it's just a little sympathy for the loser. As the skeletons carry Yifan away, he loudly declares that defeat is only fuel to become stronger. He tells Fang Zhao to just wait, saying that 30 years east of the river will become 30 years west of the river. Fang Zhao laughs and says he was only joking. There was no need to get that worked up. Professor Chun then walks over. Although he's reluctant to admit it, he tells Fang Zhao that his combat ability far exceeded every expectation. Fang Zhao politely greets Professor Chun. Professor Chun praises him again, saying that with tactics like those, he'll definitely become a tactical master in the future. Fang Zhao can't help asking if that was actually meant as a compliment. Teacher Lu then asks Fang Zhao about the shield spell he used during the battle. He wants to know if Fang Zhao really created that skill himself. Fang Zhao confirms it. He explains that while practicing Summon Skeleton, he gained some new insights and comprehended two new skills, which he named Bone Javelin and Bone Shield. Professor Chun and Teacher Lu are both left speechless. After a long pause, Teacher Lu pats Fang Zhao on the back and says he really knows how to surprise people. Fang Zhao asks Teacher Lu to go a little easier on him. Teacher Lu laughs and turns to Professor Chun, asking if they can use the professional equipment in the laboratory to test Fang Zhao's newly created skills. Professor Chun agrees and says he'll arrange everything immediately. Fang Zhao points out that his spirit power is already completely exhausted, so he's afraid he won't be able to test the two new skills. Teacher Lu tells him not to worry about something so minor. The next moment, he hands Fang Zhao a bottle. Fang Zhao looks at it in confusion and asks if they're seriously pouring draft beer. Teacher Lu tells him to look at the label. It's actually a spirit power recovery potion. Fang Zhao drinks it. He can't help commenting that this is his first time seeing someone drink recovery potions as casually as water. Feels pretty refreshing. Teacher Lu tells him to get ready because the test is about to begin. A staff member wheels the test golem back into the room and announces that everything is ready. Fang Zhao nods. Teacher Lu tells him to attack the golem using his new skill, just like during combat class. Fang activates Bone Javelin. The spear shoots forward. Teacher Lu immediately announces the result. Attack power, 85. One of the staff members is shocked by how high the score is. Another says that's an incredible result for someone who only awakened a few days ago. Professor Chun points out that the most important part is that Bone Javelin is Fang Zhao's own self-created skill. Teacher Lu tells Fang Zhao to prepare for the next test. This time they'll measure the defensive ability of his new skill. Fang Zhao nods. The test golem throws a punch at him. Fang immediately raises Bone Shield and blocks the attack. Teacher Lu announces the result. Defense power, 80. He comments that Fang Zhao's attack power is already comparable to a Storm Mage, while his defense is on the level of an Earth Knight. Professor Chun quietly writes everything down. Teacher Lu pats Fang Zhao on the back again and says he was simply born to be a necromancer. Fang Zhao immediately asks the teacher to stop patting him. He jokes that people might start thinking he's only here to pad his stats. Professor Chun then walks over and tells Fang Zhao that the two skills he created are excellent. He recommends submitting them to the skill repository. Fang Zhao is confused and asks what the skill repository is. He remembers remembers that it's a collection of skills established by the Federation where people can exchange contribution points for different skills. Professor Chun explains that their research institute has its own branch of the Federation skill repository. Fang Zhao can use it whenever he wants. Fang Zhao thanks him and says he'll gladly take him up on the offer. Later, Fang Zhao arrives in front of the entrance to the skill repository. Teacher Lu tells him that after uploading his skills, he can use his contribution points to exchange for any skills he needs. Fang Zhao thanks Teacher Lu and says he understands. He then opens the gate and walks inside. As soon as he enters, he looks around in confusion. He thought it was supposed to be a skill library, so why is everything completely dark? He walks a little farther. Soon, a light appears ahead. Looking around, Fang realizes that, just as expected from the Federation skill repository, every skill he knows can be found here. Just then, the system displays a notification. Bone Javelin and Bone Shield have been successfully added to the skill repository. Reward: 200 contribution points. As the creator of these new skills, Fang Zhao will also receive 50% of every future exchange fee whenever someone learns them. Fang is pleasantly surprised. He didn't expect creating skills to provide continuous income as well. Since it wasn't easy to get into the skill repository, he decides he can't leave after exchanging for only a few skills. He continues browsing. Soon, he finds another skeleton meditation technique. The moment he opens it, a surge of information flows toward him. Fang smiles. Perfect. He can use these skills as blueprints to deduce even more skills. The system then displays another notification. Available soul power for skill deduction, 100 points. The system detects that the skeleton meditation method can be upgraded. It asks Fang Zhao if he wants to consume soul power to improve it. Fang immediately agrees. As the upgrade begins, he feels an overwhelming aura of death spreading through the skill. A moment later, the system announces that the skeleton meditation method has been successfully upgraded. Just then, Fang's skeleton clone hands him something. Fang looks at it in confusion and asks if it's for him. After checking it, he realizes it's the Skeleton Monarch meditation method. The system explains that the Skeleton Monarch meditation method is an upgraded version of the original. It increases meditation speed by 100% and also strengthens all undead type skills. Fang is delighted. Not only does it double his cultivation speed, but it also boosts the power of all his undead skills. The soul power definitely wasn't wasted. Still, Fang realizes that no matter how powerful a skill becomes, it still requires enough spirit power to cast. During his fight with Yi Fan, he almost completely exhausted his spirit power. Since he still has plenty of contribution points left, he decides to exchange for a skill that increases spirit power recovery. His choice is Presence of Mind. The skill passively increases a spellcaster's spirit power recovery speed, and when activated, it instantly restores a certain amount of spirit power. Its only drawback is that it's extremely difficult to learn. For Fang, though, that's not a problem at all. The system detects another learnable skill. Fang spends 10 soul power to learn it instantly. The system announces that Presence of Mind has successfully reached the entry stage. Fang immediately notices the difference. His spirit power recovery speed has increased significantly. He even jokes that if he fought Yi Fan again now, he could simply bury him under an endless sea of skeletons. As he continues browsing the skill repository, several more skills catch his attention. Divine Entanglement, Swamp Spell, Earth Wall Spell, Spider Web Spell, and Ray of Enfeeblement. Fang decides to exchange for all of them first and use them as references for future skill upgrades. The system notifies him that he has spent 60 contribution points to successfully obtain the skills. Afterward, Fang realizes that skills alone aren't enough. To truly become stronger, he'll also need equipment powerful enough to match them. Fang realizes that an F-grade lower apprentice can only equip gray-grade equipment. The system then notifies him that he has spent 40 contribution points to exchange for a new set of equipment. The first item is the Apprentice Mage Hat, Gray Inferior. A standard mage hat produced on an assembly line that slightly increases the upper limit of spirit power. Next is the Apprentice Necklace, Gray Inferior. A standard necklace produced on an assembly line that slightly increases spirit power recovery speed. Then come 2 Apprentice Rings, both Gray Inferior. These standard rings slightly reduce skill cooldown time. Another notification appears. Mage Apprentice 4-piece set. Equipping the full set increases cultivation speed and skill proficiency growth by 10%. Fang is satisfied. With this set, he'll be able to grow even faster. Looking over his updated stats, he's pleased with the results. Fong says this trip was definitely worth it. The Federation skill repository really is incredible. Then he suddenly remembers something. His skeleton clone also needs suitable skills. He quickly teaches it several new ones. Even so, Fong realizes that as amazing as the skill repository is, it burns through contribution points incredibly fast. He starts wondering if he'll ever find another easy job like being Yifan's sparring partner. Later, back at the Demon Hunter Research Association, teacher Lu asks Fong Zhao if he learned any new skills. Fong nods and says this trip was a huge success. Just then, someone interrupts. It's Yifan. He says he still refuses to accept his previous defeat. Holding out a recovery potion, Yifan tells Fong Zhao to drink it. He says he didn't understand Fong Zhao's tactics last time, but this time he'll defeat him as quickly as possible. Fong Zhao asks if Yifan is really sure he wants another match right now. After all, Fong just upgraded his skills. Yifan declares that he refuses to spend his life beneath anyone else. This time, he'll fight with everything he has and win. Fong Zhao smiles and says that if this counts as extra sparring, then Yifan will have to pay extra contribution points. Professor Chen laughs and points out that no matter how much Yifan spends now, he'll be the one paying all of it back later. Fong Zhao agrees to the match. Then he tosses the recovery potion back to Yifan and says he should keep it. He's probably going to need it later. That only makes Yifan even more frustrated. He glares at Fong Zhao and angrily calls out his name. Yifan unleashes his aura and immediately prepares another Skyfall strike. Fong Zhao, however, doesn't move at all. Bai Xiaochan is shocked that Yifan used his strongest move right from the start. Teacher Lu says Yifan's combat instincts are excellent. A quick battle is his only chance of winning. Now he's curious to see how Fong Zhao will respond after obtaining so many new skills. Fong Zhao calmly begins another summoning ritual. Just as Skyfall Strike is about to land, Bai Xiaochan wonders if Fong is only going to use Summon Skeleton again. Teacher Lu immediately notices something is different. This isn't the same number of skeletons as before. More and more skeletons keep appearing. They pile on top of one another until they form a massive skeletal army. Even Teacher Lu is stunned. This is way beyond what he expected. Skyfall Strike crashes into the skeleton army. A huge explosion erupts. Teacher Lu comments that the attack is even stronger than it was before. Professor Chun realizes Yifan actually upgraded his skill during their previous battle. Watching the explosion, Fong Zhao admits the move is definitely much stronger now, but his own skills have improved too. The skeleton army surges forward and completely surrounds Yifan. All Yifan can do is shout Fong Zhao's name. Watching from the sidelines, everyone realizes Yifan barely had any chance. The skeletons close in from every direction. For the first time, Yifan actually looks nervous. Then the beating begins. Yifan desperately shouts for them not to hit his face. Fong Zhao calmly announces that today's sparring session is over. Professor Chen jokes that Yifan probably won't be able to train for an entire week after this. Meanwhile, Yifan is left crying after getting beaten up by the skeleton army. After everything settles down, Professor Chun asks Fong Zhao one more time if he's really not interested in establishing a necromancer research association. Fong Zhao politely refuses. Deep down, he knows that if anyone started researching him too closely, discovering his system would become a real problem. Later, at the Federation Skill Repository, a woman notices that a necromancer has registered a brand new skill. Her interest is immediately piqued. The scene then shifts to a woman. A notification appears. Su Xinian has spent 20 contribution points and successfully exchanged for a skill. Su Xinian looks at Bone Javelin and Bone Shield in surprise. She realizes skeleton-based spells can actually be used like this. The more she studies them, the more impressed she becomes. She says the person who created these skills is an absolute genius. She immediately decides to tell her father. Later, in Su Tianqua's office, someone asks Teacher Lu why he's back again. Teacher Lu says he's here to once again apply for Fong Zhao to be added to the school's critically cultivated seed list. Professor Chun is there as well. He says he's willing to personally vouch for Fong Zhao too. The principal calmly takes a sip of his coffee and asks why Professor Chun is joining this as well. He says that even if a necromancer performs well now, there still won't be enough matching skills for them to learn later. Professor Chun immediately replies that Fong Zhao has already comprehended 2 necromancer skills by himself. Hearing that, the principal spits out the coffee he was drinking. After calming down, he says that simply creating new skills isn't enough. What really matters is whether those skills are actually powerful. Teacher Lu tells him to look at the strength of Fong Zhao's skills first. Just then, Su Xinian walks in. She tells everyone that 2 brand new necromancer skills have appeared in the Federation skill repository. The principal is surprised. Necromancer skills? Su Shinian shows them the skills and says that although she hasn't completely mastered them yet, their effects are definitely outstanding. Then she asks her father if he knows who created them. She even says she wants that person to become her master. The principal smiles awkwardly. He tells her that's probably impossible. She asks why. The principal replies that the creator is still just a student. Later, Fang Zhao is quietly meditating. Suddenly, Yi Fan appears again. He calls Fang Zhao his rival and challenges him to another fight. Fang lets out a tired sigh. Again, he asks Yi Fan how many times he's already challenged him, and whether he shouldn't be spending more time cultivating instead. Yi Fan confidently says this time is different. Over the past few days, with Bai Xiaochan's help, his strength has improved by leaps and bounds. Now he's certain he can defeat Fang Zhao. Bai Xiaochan immediately interrupts him. She reminds Yi Fan that he was the one who begged her on his knees in front of everyone. She only agreed because she didn't want people getting the wrong idea. Fang Zhao is curious and asks how she helped improve Yi Fan's strength. Bai Xiaochan explains that a few days ago, she comprehended a new support skill called Lullaby. The skill greatly speeds up spirit power recovery while also enhancing the effects of meditation and training. Bai Xiaochan explains that Lullaby can only be used 3 times a day. Yi Fan says he spends 2 contribution points every week just for the chance to use it. Fang can't help wondering if Yi Fan plans to spend the rest of his life paying off debt. Yi Fan confidently tells Fang Zhao to come fight because this time he's sure he'll win. Fang, however, is thinking about something else. If Lullaby enhances meditation and training, wouldn't it also work on his skeleton clone? He turns to Bai Xiaochan and asks if she can sell her remaining uses of Lullaby to him. She says it's possible. Yi Fan immediately complains, telling them to stop ignoring him. Fang casually summons a group of skeletons and surrounds Yi Fan with them. He tells Yi Fan to play with the skeletons for now and reminds him to transfer the contribution points afterward. Yi Fan is furious. He shouts at Fang Zhao for looking down on him. Fang turns back to Bai Xiaochan and asks her to cast Lullaby on him. She agrees and uses the skill. At the same time, inside the undead realm, Fang's skeleton clone receives the Lullaby buff. Fang is delighted. The effects of Lullaby can actually affect the skeleton clone as well. Perfect. Now he can properly test how much the clone's skills improve. A skeleton enemy charges toward him. Fang throws a bone javelin and takes it down instantly. Next, he activates Parry Block. The skill enters a defensive stance that parries the next incoming attack, reducing the damage taken. The success rate and damage reduction depend on his constitution attribute and skill proficiency. After that, he tests weapon mastery. Then transform, release, reverse thrust. With every new skill, Fang feels himself becoming stronger. He even notices that the system rewards he receives have increased by another 10%. Lullaby really is an incredible support skill. Soon, even larger skeleton monsters begin approaching. Fang defeats them one after another. The battle continues, and his stats keep increasing. Before long, he spots an entire legion of skeletons ahead. There are still around 100 of them. Instead of backing away, Fang shouts for all of them to come at him together. Then he activates another new skill, Battle Cry. The system explains that Battle Cry is an inspiring shout that temporarily increases strength, constitution, and agility. The duration and strength of the buff depend on the user's strength attribute and skill proficiency. As the skeleton legion charges at him, Fang activates Battle Cry. The boost immediately takes effect. His combat ability rises even higher. With his strengthened skills, he cuts through the skeletons one after another. As the battle continues, his attributes keep increasing. Fang can't help shouting that he can still become even stronger. Even after all this, his stats continue climbing. Then something catches his attention. He stops. Ahead of him stands a bone angel. Fang immediately recognizes it as a boss monster that spawned directly in the beginner area. Now, he's finally facing a real challenge. The bone angel raises its massive sword and swings. Fang Zhao has no way to dodge. The attack lands. He barely survives. Fang immediately realizes that if another attack like that connects, he's dead. Trying to defend is pointless, so instead, he decides to attack first. He activates Battle Cry. Then he throws a bone javelin. He follows it with shield-breaking stance. Then a brutal strike. One attack flows into the next as he relentlessly pressures the bone angel. The boss barely reacts at first. Then it suddenly charges straight toward Fang. Fang manages to parry the attack. That brief opening is enough. He immediately lands another powerful blow that feels strong enough to split mountains. Even then, the bone bone angel refuses to fall. Fong realizes it's a good thing he shattered one of its arms earlier. Otherwise, that last attack would have crushed every bone in his body. At least now its weakness has been exposed. Just as Fong prepares to exploit it, the bone angel changes tactics. It suddenly begins spinning. A violent tornado of aura erupts around it. Fong immediately realizes what's happening. The bone angel is using the centrifugal force from its spinning to make up for the strength it lost with its broken arm. The attack tears through everything around it, shattering the surrounding terrain. Worse still, while it's spinning, Fong can't target its weak point at all. The bone angel locks onto him once again. Fong can't help wondering where this bag of bones gets such an insane fighting spirit. Just as he expected, this boss isn't going down easily. A moment later, Fong reaches a dead end. The spinning attack is closing in fast. There's nowhere left to run. Fong tightens his grip on his weapon. Now he has to bet everything on a single attack. Even the sword wind alone is enough to scrape away flesh and bone. Fong calms himself and carefully watches the bone angel's movements. Finally, he spots an opening. He charges straight toward the exposed weak point. The bone angel lets out a roar. Fong jokes that such a huge skeleton somehow still has osteoporosis and should probably get some calcium. Then he notices it. The soul fire core is completely exposed. This is his chance. Fong immediately throws a bone javelin at the weak point, but the bone angel reacts instantly. It blocks the attack. The bone angel blocks the attack, but Fong Zhao just smiles. He says he knew that would happen. Those wings couldn't possibly be just for decoration. But his system isn't just for decoration either. The system immediately begins a new skill deduction. Web spell, skeletal armament, fusion in progress. A notification appears. Skill deduction successful. New skill obtained. Bone shackle. The system explains that bone shackle condenses undead mana into sturdy bone shackles that bind the enemy, making it difficult for them to move or fight. The binding strength, duration, casting range, and other effects all depend on the user's spirit attribute, special attributes, and skill proficiency. Fong is delighted. His guess was correct. Skill deduction can combine the characteristics of other profession skills and transform them into even stronger undead skills. He points at the bone angel, then asks if it likes flying so much. Bone shackles shoot forward and instantly wrap around the bone angel. Fong slams it back onto the ground. He tells the bone angel not to struggle. The more it struggles, the more excited he gets, and the harder he'll hit it. With the boss completely restrained, Fong strikes its exposed weak point with one final attack. The bone angel collapses. Fong gladly absorbs its soul fire. A notification appears. Soul power plus 100. Fong is shocked. That single boss gave him so much soul power. But then he notices something strange. Even though his soul power increased, his body didn't become any stronger. The system immediately explains why. His base attributes have already reached the limit of his current race. He can now consume soul power to begin race evolution. Fong finally understands. So that's why his attributes stopped increasing. Now it's time to evolve. He wants to see what's beyond his current limits. The system displays his evolution path. Current race, apprentice level skeleton. Evolution target, black iron level skeleton warrior. Required soul power, 100. Fong presses confirm. He says his path of evolution officially begins now. The system announces that skeleton Fong Zhao's race evolution is now in progress. Fong realizes that from this point onward, his path will be filled with even crazier battles, because that's exactly how he'll continue evolving. At first, his body struggles to adapt to the newfound power, but as it gradually gets used to it, Fong can't help getting excited. The system then announces that the Bone Warrior evolution is complete. His attributes increase dramatically. Fong quickly notices something else. The evolved clone has gained a brand new talent. Bone Monarch. The system explains that Bone Monarch is a blessing granted by the undead will. Only the strongest members of the skeleton race have a chance to obtain it. It slightly increases the damage dealt to skeletons and their evolved forms while slightly reducing the damage they deal back. Fong immediately realizes what that means. It's a talent specifically designed for hunting skeletons. In other words, it'll let him clear monsters in the undead realm much faster. Just then, a small skeleton quietly sneaks up behind him, hoping to launch a surprise attack. Fong notices it immediately. He simply lets it attack first. The skeleton's attack does almost nothing. Fong casually headbutts it. The little skeleton explodes on the spot. Fong comments that the damage damage reduction is definitely noticeable. From now on, he won't even need to defend against low-level skeletons anymore. Then he notices another upgrade opportunity. Even skeletal armament can be upgraded. He immediately confirms it. The system finishes the upgrade. New skill unlocked. Bone armor. The system explains that bone armor is a white common-grade armor condensed from bone essence that slightly increases full-body defense. Fong feels the difference immediately. His strength has increased once again. He turns back toward another small skeleton nearby. Apologizing in advance, he says he's going to use it for a little practice. The frightened skeleton lets out a series of panicked noises. Fong jokes that even saying go still counts as wasting time. The little skeleton keeps making confused noises. Then Fong throws a punch. The skeleton is blasted away instantly. Fong jokes that he only let the fist wind arrive first. With bone armor combined with bone monarch, his damage against skeletons has increased even more. His stats continue rising. Even so, Fong realizes something. Defeating these low-level skeletons barely improves him anymore. If he wants to keep getting stronger, he'll have to venture into the deeper regions of the undead realm. Fong suddenly feels a sharp pain in his body. The fight against the bone angel took too long. His spirit power is exhausted, and he returns to the real world looking completely drained. Bai Xiao-chan immediately notices and asks if he got injured while meditating. Fong pauses. He realizes the injury actually came from the boss fight in the undead realm. He reminds himself not to be this careless again. He tells Bai Xiao-chan that he's fine and only ran into a small problem during meditation. Before they can continue talking, someone suddenly calls out to Fong Zhao. It's Yifan. He confidently says that those skeletons can't hold him back anymore. This time, he wants to fight Fong Zhao fairly. As Yifan charges over, Fong casually activates Bone Shackle. The chains instantly bind Yifan in place. Yifan cries out in surprise. He immediately protests, saying it's unfair because Fong used a skill he's never seen before. He demands a rematch. Fong calmly tells him to come back after saving up enough contribution points. Yifan stares at the bone shackles in disbelief. He says he's never seen a skill like that before. The other students are just as shocked. Some wonder if Fong Zhao created another new skill himself. Meanwhile, Yifan is still trapped. He yells at everyone to stop watching and help untie him first. Watching all of this, Bai Xiao-chan can't help wondering just how strong Fong Zhao has become. Later, as Fong walks outside the academy, he realizes it's already Friday. Ever since awakening, he's been so busy getting stronger that he hasn't gone home once. It's about time he visited. He heads to the resource exchange department. A staff member asks if he needs any help. Fong asks to exchange 10 contribution points for 100,000 Longsha currency. The staff member is surprised. Contribution points are incredibly valuable, so exchanging them directly for money is usually considered a waste. Fong says it's fine. He needs the money right now. The staff member agrees and completes the exchange. Before Fong leaves, the staff member tells him to come back if he ever needs anything else. Fong thanks him. He thinks that with this money, the people back home should be able to live a little more comfortably. Later, Fong arrives at Yondu Orphanage. As he walks inside, he sees children happily playing together. One reminds the others to be careful not to fall. Another tells everyone not to run. One of the kids laughs and tells the others to catch them. Watching the children, one of the caretakers smiles and comments that they're full of energy. Then she quietly wonders how many of them will successfully awaken in the future. Fong Zhao calls out to Sister Ruru. She turns around in surprise and immediately recognizes him. Fong Zhao. Fong smiles and says he's finally back. The children instantly get excited. They all run over, shouting that Brother Fong Zhao is back and asking if he brought them anything delicious. Sister Ruru quickly scolds the kids, saying Fong Zhao just arrived and they're already asking for food. Fong laughs and says it's fine. There's enough for everyone. The children crowd around him. One complains that they can't even see him. Another tells everyone to stop pushing. Someone else says not to block the way. Sister Ruru can only stand there speechless as the kids continue making a fuss. After everyone settles down a little, Fong asks Sister Ruru how the orphanage's awakening results went. Instead, she asks about his awakening first. Fong tells her it was successful. He awakened as a necromancer. Sister Ruru smiles and says that's wonderful. As long as the awakening succeeded, that's all that matters. One of the children is surprised to hear he became a necromancer. A little girl says that sounds scary. Another child gets excited instead, saying skeletons are really cool and wishing they could summon skeletons too. Fong smiles and summons a few small skeletons for the children to play with. The kids immediately start running around with them. One excitedly shouts about charging forward forward with the skeletons. Another laughs and says the tiny skeleton is so much fun before asking to play with it too. After watching the children for a while, Fong remembers something. He takes out a package and tells Sister Ruru that it's for the director. She looks at it in surprise and asks what it is. Just then, another voice suddenly speaks from behind them. The newcomer smiles and politely asks if his appearance is interrupting this heartwarming reunion. Both Sister Ruru and Fong Zhao immediately turn to look at him.